Hello and welcome to the 2024 season of the Rocky Mountain Color Guard Association. This is the RMCGA Superfan. Excited to tell you all about the Columbine High School show I just attended. It is the second show of the season, but it was full of a ton of great groups who came to fulfill their have to compete in one of the first 3 shows of the season requirement. At Columbine High School in Littleton, it was very centrally located for many of our outstanding groups. Unfortunately, I didn't make it to the first half of the competition where I would have seen the cadet, middle school, novice, scholastic regional A groups perform. But I will touch a little bit on the scoring that I was able to look up on the website. The competition began with novice. The Rocky Mountain Color Guard Association has novice teams in both the scholastic and independent categories. At the skill level, they are of course novice or beginner. Since it's the beginning of the season, I found that there was a lot of penalty points in this show overall in all the classes, and it did affect some of the placements, including in novice. 5th and 6th, Prairie View and Adams City would have been reversed had it not been for the penalty points. The Maverick Color Guard scored very high for week 2 of the season. They might possibly be bumped up to independent regional A. There's about a 17-point spread between 1st place and 7th. I don't remember seeing Estes Park, Sheridan, Thunderbolt, or Adams City in the Winterguard circuit in a while or ever, so welcome. And welcome back, Pisteo. We haven't seen you in a few years, and you guys are pretty epic, so excited to see what the novice category has in store. Moving on up to Scholastic Regional A. This is, of course, one of the most difficult classes because it has the very most number of competitors, and it is just so hard to be seen in this category. It looks like penalty points affected most of the placements in this competition. The spread from 1st to 16th was about 21.5 points. There's about 23 total signed up in this class. So again, they have to divide it into rounds. It gets a little confusing when you place like 4th in one round, but 9th overall or something. But at state, you only get 1 medal. So you really have to fight hard to get to the top of this competition. Rock Canyon did a great job, pretty high score. They were supposed to get a 72.86. They got first no matter what, even with their penalty points, as did Vista Ridge. However, Mountain Range got the 3rd place award, but had it not been for penalty points, Highlands Ranch would have gotten 3rd. So this category is going to be very interesting to watch. Moving up to independent regional A, essentially that same beginnerish level. However, these are independent groups, meaning maybe not all the members go to the exact same high school, or they all come from totally different places. This also happens when groups have to combine, which I believe is the case for Douglas County High School. I believe they combined with some members of Elizabeth. Penalty points reverse 2nd and 3rd in independent regional A. Daylight actually would have been in 3rd place had it not been for Douglas County's penalty points. Doherty was very solidly in 1st place. The cadets are always super cute. These are the littles, the 12 and unders. We only have 1 cadet group right now, the Malachi Minis. They are always talented, always adorable, and I believe this year their coach is a sibling of a couple of members from the Malachi World Guard, so it's neat to keep it all in the family. And we have a middle school back in the circuit. It's been a few years. We used to have guards like Mesa Middle School or Summit Winterguard. It's been a few years, so we are so glad Irwin is back. I believe they feed into Loveland. They've been known for always having a great recruitment program. And now for the second half of the show, where I saw all of the units except I did miss the first one who performed Bear Creek. With the second half of the shows come higher skill levels. The Scholastic AA class I like to think of the AA as standing for almost A class. It's kind of an in-between SRA and A. It is not a recognized class in most circuits. Once again, penalty points made some key placement differences, especially in first through third. Boughton Fort Carson was the first place winner, but they actually should have been in second place. Cherry Creek was the second place winner, but they actually should have been in third place. Ralston Valley was the third place winner, but should have been in first place. But don't count out Monarch. They were number 2 in equipment, 5th overall. Ralston Valley's show is called Winds of Change. They did the song Breathtaker by SYML. They start out surrounded by a tree stump and later pull out orange leaves. It creates a really great effect. Cherry Creek entertained with another upbeat show. I believe they had the same uniforms as their fall show. They did You Can't Always Get What You Want by the Rolling Stones, and I really always enjoy this group. Fort Carson's show is called Dissonance. They are doing a song called Fake Fealty by Balmaria. I thought this show was very cool and entertaining, kind of some rock vibes. I really liked the Red Rifles. We are moving up to the advanced class of Scholastic A. A is actually the lowest class that competes at Winterguard International World Championships. Once again, penalty points played a factor in placement. Legacy took first, Mesa Ridge took second, Fossil Ridge took third. However, Fossil Ridge should have been first, Legacy should have been second, and Mesa Ridge should have been third. Centaurus starts off the A class with their show Let's Paint, which is a Bob Ross show. It's very similar to Doherty's fall show. It's super cute and clever. A fun event that happened during this show was their saber soloist was standing on top of their little platform, and through such a large toss it hit the ceiling. What's funny about this is last year at the Columbine show, a member of the Sonder Winterguard hit the ceiling with his rifle and nearly knocked out the timing and penalty judge. So Columbine Gym, beware of low ceilings. Loveland did a show called Let Them Eat Cake. They didn't have their costumes yet, but I have a feeling they will do a Marie Antoinette type theme. They were one of the first shows who did a mix of songs, which seems to be a popular trend this year as well. Fossil Ridge's show is called Fine Tuning. They are one of the shows that uses benches this year. They are using piano benches and using the song Piano Sphere. This is a very clever show. It reminds me a lot of the 2023 Scholastic World Championship guard, Carmel High School. Dakota Ridge entertains again with an upbeat, fun show called A Night in New York. You can always count on Mesa Ridge to do a spooky show. This year it's called Apparitions and Shadows. I feel like they're kind of combining their shows from the last 2 years. The flags on the floor remind me of when they were the SRA state champions 2 years ago. And some of their backdrops are from their Poe show last year. However, they have added a very cool effect with the lights behind sheer curtains to create a live shadow effect, very similar to the play Matilda, if you've ever had the pleasure of seeing that. So they definitely are amazing at putting on really spooky shows. I'm sure they will do very well this year in the A class. Legacy had a very cool prop in their show. It looked like an hourglass, and from the four corners of the platform, black silk came out, and they were able to do cool tricks with that. Legacy comes out strong for the first competition of the year, placing first in this very competitive A class. So the independent A class has had some changes and movement, so it's very interesting this year. MRI has moved to Independent A from Independent Open, and Malachi A has moved up from IRA, where they have won the championship title for many years in a row now. I did notice Malachi seems a little bit smaller in member number as well as Renaissance. I know that sometimes in these independent guards, people age out. I did see my favorite Renaissance performer helping them as a coach now, which is great. And of course, Sonder and Viridian are some of my favorite guards to watch. They always have super fun, entertaining shows. Looking at the score sheets, you'll notice immediately that penalty points strike again, although Malachi A would have won either way. However, Sonder and MRI flip-flopped. Sonder came out with second place, but MRI subtotaled at second place. Renaissance came in fourth and Viridian in fifth. So Renaissance has a super cute show called Overthrown. However, I think throne would be spelled Throne. For the character show they have, the king and the queen are the main characters. They do a really fun mix of music, a little Wicked and the Huntsman. You're going to have to come watch the show to see how this story ends. Viridian is back this year. Their show is called The Grass is Already Greener, and I feel like I recognize that floor, maybe Anasadora A of last year. Anyway, they have a totally different vibe. They got some cool umbrellas, a table, and their song is very unique called Dream Suite in C major, and C is spelled S-E-A. Malachi A has these really cool silver glittery uniforms. They're also using benches, although they start off on their sides. They had a really pretty song. I enjoyed it. It was called Who You Are. They weren't quite done yet, so I'm excited to see where they take it. Sonder's show, which seems to be yet unnamed. The background music is very powerful. It's called Experience. It sounds a little familiar. I really enjoy it. But they also have a voiceover, and this show is telling a story. I'll need to watch it a few more times to catch it all, but I'm excited about this one as well. MRI's show is called something like The Man I'm Made to Be. It also has a mix of some different songs, including Take Me to Church by Hozier. They are also using benches, but it is apparent that they're going to be more like church benches. And this mysterious circle in the middle. MRI always brings it. Full entertainment value. So this class is really going to be fun to watch this year. Our Scholastic Open Guard Air Academy didn't make the show, but we did get to see our independent Open Guard Anasadora. Obviously, as the only competitor, they got first in every category. I honestly felt they could have been scored a little higher. But what they definitely won was crowd favorite. The crowd was so loud, cheering throughout this entire show, that I didn't even hear the string break sound at the end. This is the only group that got a full standing ovation from basically everybody in the audience. Everyone loves these guys. They were incredible. Their show is called Luthiers, and it is based off of the people who make the instrument called a hurdy-gurdy. It's a string instrument, which you can see they represent on the floor as they are building it. Really clever, fun idea. I expect amazing things from this group. Moving on to our highest, most elite level class, World. We do not have any Scholastic Worlds, but we do have a second independent World for the first time in many years. Malachi has someone to compete with. Welcome, Zenith. Don't be fooled by their blacks. These are their costumes. They are sparkly and beautiful. Malachi has the biggest floor. They have so many people. They are so classy, distinguished, and professional. My Shazam did not catch their musical selection. I feel like the speakers were having some issues at the show, but it was a beautiful classical piece. I believe the name of their show was Without You, but no, it's not the Mariah Carey song. Well done, Malachi. It is so exciting to have a second World group. I recognize some of these faces as people who have aged out of any other category except Independent World, where there is no age out limit. One of their featured performers, who it's hard to take your eyes off her, I believe is Carson from Anasadora of a few years ago when they won the bronze medal in Independent A at WGI World Championships. She's an amazing dancer. It's exciting to be able to watch her perform again. Their show is very cool, very zen, very peaceful to watch. I like the zodiac on their floor. I like the colors. World class is extremely difficult, and I'm so excited to see this group grow and I hope they stick around for many years to come. So that's it for our second show of the RMCGA 2024 season. Next week is at Palisade, and I won't be there, it's a little too far, but anyone who is going will get to see our amazing Western Slope Winterguards. We are so blessed that there's a show over there, so they have an opportunity to qualify for state and show off their skills. I have started a Spotify list of all the songs I have found so far that are in RMCGA shows this year. They might be by the wrong artist or the wrong version, and I'm not quite sure yet, so feel free to leave a comment if something needs to be adjusted, and I will try to add as I go, or you can let me know and I'll add it then. I will link it all below. I am the RMCGA super fan. I just love watching Winterguards, and this circuit is so great for that. And I hope to see you next time.